Hello, good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the topic on Agentic AI in business and finance from the course Generative AI and Agentic Systems. As you know well, autonomous AI agents are highly beneficial for the business in terms of decision making, and it improvises the productivity and the revenue and profit through the intelligent decision making. So here we discuss the case study in both verticals, like in business and exclusively in finance. So here the key benefits and the business value of using this kind of autonomous AI agents, which provides productivity gaining, and it also benefits for intelligent decision making in real-time business, and which creates a modular architecture which is reusable and efficient and easier to follow. So let's take the recap and with the ice-breaking questions. What do you know or about the AI agent, and what are the core components of AI agents? You know that the components are involved in five verticals, like from the beginning, perception till the action and execution. So at the perception stage, we need to know how the AI is observing the projects or products or objects. Then it uses every information as a knowledge base, and it keeps in the memory with a trained set of data. So that's the brain behind the bot. And then with the proper reasoning and decision making using the cognitive thinking process, that engine which chooses what to do next and what to be prompted next. And the learning mechanism here, it is where to code and where to feel smart. And the execution through action, it always takes place with the thought process and results. So here the session objectives is to understand the agentic AI, also to analyze the finance use cases, then by using the design thinking to explore the agentic workflows, finally the evaluation in the risks and opportunities. If you look at the use cases in finance specifically, we can have credit risk analysis and fraud detection and portfolio management and risk management. And we need to touch on that financial planning and advisory services, how we can customize the personalized financial recommendation, and what kind of financial report generated, and how the consultant for the regulatory code change. All these things can be achieved through the synthetic data generation with the chatbots and virtual assistant support. So let's take the problem statement from the business domain. The challenges here are facing the slow financial analysis process, and manual reportings are there, and market monitoring is also very hectic, and so the too much of customer queries, that is called query overloading. So these things are identified, and how these things can be managed. So the solution here is to through the balancing of workload and managing the KPI, and finally to produce the static reports in the dynamic changing world. So always the data quality to be vigilant, vigilated, also to maintain the quality. Then let's take the persona of a particular employee, Rahul. He's a financial advisor of managing 150 clients, and he is facing trouble. And here the pain points what we identified from him, he's creating too much of manual reports, and he's completely drained out and overloaded with the portfolio process monitoring, and he always facing the repetitive queries, which makes his energy comes down. So here the inconsistent approach and the resource management and the strategic alignment, everything is in lag. Even the project visibility is also is very much lagging. You can see in the squares of 37%. Even the strategic alignment also is less than 50. So here is a problem, like how without agentic AI, how the business would be a very much challenge. So when we enhance our empathization process, we need to catch up on the various stakeholders like clients, advisors, analysts, and compliance officers. Here, the need is to provide the faster insight and personalization, and we need to create a transparent insight. So that stakeholders management is very much important here to understand that. Then to define this problem here, delivering the real time financial advisory with a personalized touch among the various information overloading and market volatility. So here, the advice from the wealth managers is to create a solid foundation with the effective technology framework that will make the customization and the personalization. So the technology blueprint for the wealth management and personalization is at larger scale level. We need to find the 4 Ds. Here the Ds are data, decisioning, design, and distribution. In all the 4 cases, right from data, it is useful for the financial account information, for creating the behavioral insights with like qualitative and quantitative data from the portfolio management and the risk assessment. Then with the decisions, with automated systems support for with the investments, algorithms can be used to generate the recommendations. Then finally, the proposals and the market insights and the financial planning materials can be generated with the dynamic content, with the customized investments. And finally, the deliver of personalized content and recommendations can be distributed. So this is the things when we define, and the ideation stage, it takes uh, like the various agent support, like research agent, portfolio agent, we have customer service agent, also we have compliance agent, and finally the reporting agent. So the agents, when you see that the agents are only available in the agentic AI, that makes a difference from generative AI. So here the role and the process and the examples and limitations also it's given. So which is more fit when we say that agentic AI is more fit for forecasting and it is highly independent. It is very proactive in nature of handling the process with the proper reasoning and with the logical touch. So since it is autonomous and independent and it provides always the better outcomes. And the prototype here, finally, you can see that various petals of a flower like this. And marketing, customer service, we improve. We have a regulatory compliance and trading automation can be achieved. Cybersecurity is enhanced, and the credit decisioning, underwriting, and other customer onboarding process, financial operations, everything is automated. So that is the prototype here. And let's give the simulation activity for the case study. You take a market crash scenario, and anyone take the role play of a client or a research agent or a portfolio agent or advisor. You need to run your company. You build your foundation, and you have to buy the various units. That could be anything, any kind of products or service. And you have to create a questing, find your competitive analysis, put your analytics, then accelerate your business and align your achievements and messages and help the company to grow. So this is the scenario for the business simulation activity. And finally, the applications here, we have a lot of applications in future, especially in finance with the support of multi-agent systems or AG and AI governance. Especially it is used in compliances area, risk management, and to improvise the operational efficiency on detecting any kind of frauds, customer service issues. And testing and evaluation can be done with automated task and enhanced UI UX and with the personalized experiences, and which will be helpful for the reinforcement learning called as continuous learning. So here the summary and assessment you need to take, you need to answer which layer stores customer history. So that is very important. You need to see that mind map, also combination of business, finance, and agents and benefits and what kind of risk we have faced. So this key benefits of agentic AI is given in the diagram, how it is useful for the enterprise level. Thank you very much. Let us continue in the next.